Okay, welcome everyone. Let's dive right in today.
Yeah, let's do it.
Imagine walking through history, but instead of just reading, you're seeing and hearing the actual objects.
The things that really changed how we listen, how we watch.
Exactly. And today, we're sort of doing that virtually. We're digging into this really fascinating walkthrough video from the Phonograph Museum over in Niepołomice, Poland.
That's our source material.
Yeah.
And our mission really is to pull out the highlights, the key moments, and maybe surprising bits from that visit.
To really trace that journey of sound and broadcast tech as this museum tells it.
So where does the museum start this story?
Right at the beginning,
Yeah.
purely mechanical stuff, gramophones, phonographs.
And the video really emphasizes the ingenuity, doesn't it?
Mhm.
No electricity at all.
You just crank it by hand.
Yeah, and they point out this one gramophone with, I think they called it an amazing horn, made of some kind of hard composite.
Oh, right. Not flimsy metal. That horn was the amplifier, essentially.
Exactly. It was the whole sound system, just acoustic.
And you can actually see, or at least imagine from the video, that needle in the groove on those thick records. Makes it feel very physical.
Totally. It's a direct mechanical process.
Yeah.
Then the museum shows these early attempts to aim the sound better.
Like a sort of primitive loudspeaker box.
Yeah, but still powered just by the needle and the diaphragm's vibration. No electronics yet, just shaping the sound waves.
Okay, but then comes the big shift, right? The video mentions what might be the first electronically assisted gramophone.
Yeah, but it's not what you'd think. It wasn't integrated.
No.
No, the walkthrough shows it needed a whole separate radio unit connected with cables just to be the speaker.
Wow. Okay, so that's a really early example of convergence. Recorded, sound meeting, broadcast tech.
Definitely a key moment. And speaking of broadcast, the museum's got some incredible early radios.
Including those crystal sets. I always found those fascinating.
Right. Using just a simple mineral, a crystal, and an antenna to pick up radio waves. No battery, no plug, just radio out of the air.
Amazing. But the radios weren't just for, listening to music at home, were they?
No, not at all. The collection shows that tech's spreading fast. There's military gear.
Like radios you could wear on a belt.
Yeah, or field radios needing special connections. It really shows how vital radio became for communication, in all sorts of critical ways.
And under the hood, what made all this possible? The video touches on components, too.
It does. It highlights those early vacuum tubes. Lumpa, I think is the Polish term they use.
Ah, the tubes. Right. Essential for amplifying signals back then. For radios, early TVs.
Big, bulky glass things. But then you see the next revolution right there in the museum displays.
The transistors.
Exactly. Tiny little things replacing those big tubes.
And that wasn't just about size, was it? It changed, everything.
Totally. It made electronics way more accessible, cheaper, smaller, paved the way for, everything that came next.
You really see that transformation in the TVs they show. From those massive wooden boxes.
To, portable sets from the late 70s even. It's such a clear visual jump in technology, all thanks to components getting smaller and better.
And the walkthrough kind of ends in an era that feels much closer to home for many of us.
Yeah, the era of portable physical media. Walkmans, Discmans.
Cassette recorders, portable DVD players, stuff we actually carried around.
For decades, those were the devices, weren't they? Putting music and movies right in your pocket or, your backpack.
It's quite the arc when you see it laid out like that.
It really is. From hand-cranked horn making noise from a groove.
Through tubes, transistors, radio waves.
All the way to digital players on a tiny disc. The video really makes the point that seeing the physical objects makes that history feel, real, tangible.
Absolutely. Which brings us to you listening. When you think about this incredibly fast evolution we've just walked through, from needing a crank and a horn to, thousands of songs on a little device.
How has all that change shaped your own experience? Your relationship with music or news or movies over the years?
Yeah, think about that. And looking at how quickly things changed as this museum shows.
What do you reckon comes next?
Yeah.
How will we be listening, watching, experiencing media in the future?
It definitely gives you pause, thinking about where we might go from here. When you see just how far we've come from that spinning horn, makes you wonder.